A lot of times we can guesstimate, what something is going to cost us. Is there a way, if I'm, my wife and I are out there, or somebody's watching a show and they're out there looking at a home, can they use a formula to kind of figure out, hey, how much are my closing costs? So if I said I'm going to put $50,000 down, I really say I'm going to put $40,000 down because I need another 10 grand for a closing cost. Is there a formula that you have?
Well, it's tricky. In fact, we covered that not too long ago on this show because I had talked about an article that I saw where the writer had said, "Oh, closing costs are generally going to be 2 to 5% of your purchase price." I think that's not a good approach. I mean, for example, 5%, $500,000 purchase price, 5% is $25,000. You really think it's going to cost you $25,000 to get a loan on a $500,000 home? No. And not
Hmm.
unless you're paying a whole bunch of points, which almost never happens, or at least it's not advisable for the buyer to do that, or the borrower, because time value money. It makes no sense to pay that much money up front for a lower rate. You're probably not going to keep for that many years anyway, just to recapture the cost of those extra points. So a lazy percentage amount of closing costs, I think, is that it's too lazy.
Hmm.
Um, so really, what you want, and then the other part of the problem with using a percentage estimate is that can vary significantly depending on your loan size. If you're buying a $500,000 home and you only need a $150,000 mortgage, the closing costs as a percentage of your mortgage amount are going to be higher. Why? Because several of those fees, those costs, are fixed in nature. They're not related to your loan amount. So again, appraisal on generally about $600. Well, $600 as to 150,000 loan amount is a lot different than $600 on a $450,000 loan amount in terms of a percentage. So what I usually tell people is that for most, if you just consider what the median price is in your market, let's say it's 600,000, I would say on average, the dollar amount of your non-recurring closing costs will probably be somewhere in the range of, I would say, 5,000 to 6,500.
Hmm.
Don't leave out the recurring costs. Prepaid, the prorated interest, taxes, and insurance. That's a whole different issue. But in terms of non-recurring costs, $600,000 median price level, you're probably looking at somewhere between 5,000 to 6,500. And what's most important is realize most of that, in most cases, is not coming from us. It's not coming from the originator. On the non-recurring closing costs part of the total, at least half or more is usually coming from escrow and title as well as appraisal. Not
Hmm.
to point the fingers at them. I mean, they perform real services, they got to get paid. But there's a basic perception that 5, 6 grand, 6,500 all coming from us. We're delivering that message, what the totals are, but a good portion, in most cases, at least half or more, they're not our charges. We're just delivering those estimates for you on behalf of them.